What's up guys, it's Tom here, and today I'm going to be reviewing Season 5 of Prison Break. Now for those of you who have seen my other reviews, I've reviewed Seasons 1 to 4 of Prison Break on this channel already. It's a completely non-spoiler review. If you haven't seen that, go and check that out. I also reviewed the first episode of the new reboot series of Prison Break, this 9-episode event miniseries that is returning after 7 years off screen. So, I'm going to be reviewing Season 5, just give some overall thoughts of the new season in general. This is going to be completely non-spoilers. I'm not going to give any spoilers away whatsoever. I'm just going to talk about some of the characters and my thoughts on the series in general. What I like most about this new season is seeing where the characters start in the new season and then where they end up at the end, which of course I can't spoil for you. So I really do like the dynamic between Wentworth Miller and Dominic Purcell, the two actors who play Michael Scofield and Lincoln Burrows. They have a great on-screen chemistry. They worked really well in the original series, and then of course they're together on The Flash and Legends of Tomorrow, which I also like very much. And so these guys just have a good rapport with one another. They're just really good together on screen, and you get the sense like in real life they probably are like brothers. Now all the original characters that were brought back from the original series into this new mini season, I like the way they were all brought back. You know, obviously this isn't a spoiler, so Fernando Sucre comes back and Benjamin Franklin comes back, or C-Note as they call him. They come back, and what I liked about and Teabag, of course, and what I liked about the prison inmates from the original series that come back into this season was that you didn't feel like they were just shoehorned in. At the start of the season, I was a little bit worried they were just going to shoehorn in these people, and you know, how big of a role were they going to serve? You know, is it really necessary to bring some of these guys back? But you know, as the series progressed, it really was clear to me that they were bringing them back and it was organic to the story. They weren't just shoehorning them in. And I like that because, you know, stories should come first, and you can't just force characters in just because they're awesome characters. And if they weren't necessary for the story, they didn't need to be brought back. The new season does pay homage to the original series, Seasons 1 to 4. It does that very well, but it also feels like it's not just relying on nostalgia. I mean, there are some nostalgic elements to this show, and if you've seen the original series, you'll pick up on some of these things. But it does a really good job of paying homage while being something new and modern and fresh. You can actually watch this new season as just on its own. You don't have to have seen Seasons 1 to 4. It does a really good job. Like I said in the review of the first episode, especially in that episode, and especially in the last episode too, it really does a good job of making a new show while, you know, making references to the original series, but they're explained in a way that you don't need to have seen the original series to enjoy this show. Although I do think if you're watching this new season and you want to get the full emotional impact of some of the things that happen in this new season, then watch the original series first, because I think it just impacts you more emotionally. And I know for me, you know, watching the show when it was first on back in like 2005 to 2009, watching this new series was an emotional journey for me. Now, for those of you who have seen my other reviews, you know that my favorite character in the original series and in this new season was the character of Theodore Teabag Bagwell. He was a pedophile, a murderer, a rapist, and yes, that's a bad person to be. But the character's just so deliciously evil and so much fun to watch. And in this new season, I love the direction they took this character. I really do. Some of the new storylines they gave him, I think he actually, next to maybe Michael Scofield, Teabag has the most developed storyline in this new season from the original series. And I love the direction they took it. Now, the way that Season 4 ended with Michael Sokol, you know, dying, I was a bit worried about how they were going to handle him coming back. And they did it in a way that it feels organic, it feels realistic to the story and to the world that this, you know, series inhabits. It's supposed to be set in the real world, and it did feel sort of realistic. You know, if you create a universe, you've got to set the rules for what that universe is. and this feels realistic to the universe of Prison Break that they have created. I love a lot of the new characters in this show. They're fun, they're interesting, they have some interesting tie-ins with characters from the old series as well, without giving too much away, and I really did enjoy the new characters. They serve a purpose to the story, and I really enjoyed it. Now, going on to some negatives and some nitpicky things, there were some sort of story elements from the original series that I would have liked to have seen explained more in this new season. So, at the end of season 4, you know, if you've seen the original series, you know Michael sort of died. And he also, in season 4, they developed like he had this sort of brain tumor, brain disease like his mother had. And they didn't really touch on it in this season, and I really wanted them to. And they didn't really sort of explain that, because obviously he is alive during this season, because you've seen it, it's in the trailers, that's not a spoiler, he's alive. So I would have liked to have seen that. Now, there is a character that I would have liked to have seen come back for this season, just because he's one of my favourites from the original, and that's the character of Alex Mahone. He was the FBI agent who was chasing them when they first broke out of prison in season 1 and 2. And he was just one of my favourite characters. I wanted to see him back, but like I said before, you know, if you're going to bring back characters for something, you know, whether it be for a movie, for a sequel, or for a new season of a new show, of an old show, it's got to be organic. And if Mahone, and I've seen a lot of people online cry about this because he wasn't in it, and I get it, because he's a great character and we all wanted to see him come back, but if it wasn't necessary for this story, don't bring him into it. So overall, I really enjoyed Prison Break Season 5. I'm still not quite sure on how I feel about the ending itself, like the actual ending of this show, watching the last episode. I'm still kind of torn on it. It's almost a bittersweet kind of ending without really spoiling anything. And I don't mean like the episode itself, I just mean the way I feel. I kind of feel a bit bittersweet about it. You know, I'm like, okay, I'm not sure if I like that aspect of the ending, but I like this aspect of the ending. Thank you guys for watching my review. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Hit that like button, comment, let's have a discussion about Prison Break in the comment section below. Look out for my reviews of Wonder Woman and Baywatch coming up. I'm also doing my series of Star Wars reviews monthly with my friend Ali leading up to episode 8, The Last Jedi. Look out for those. And yeah, thank you very much for watching. I will see you guys next time.